Welcome to Behind the Scenes with Tiffany. I'm so glad you're here. I love these behind the scene vlogs because it's my way of just kind of giving you more, and it's like the juicy stuff, you know? It's us hanging out, and I get to talk more casually about the tutorials that I've released. I get to talk more casually about whips I'm working on. I have Happy Mail I'm going to be sharing today. There's just so much, and I've been getting kind of frustrated lately because there's been so much I want to share with you, and I'll even go as far as recording certain clips and certain things, but by the time I can actually get to it to either edit it or get it to you guys to share it with you, the information is obsolete or it doesn't matter anymore, and then I'm just like, dang it. That's the thing with these vlogs, and I know I missed last week, and it's because life, just happened. These vlogs are the extra treat, the extra information, the extra stuff that I can provide to you guys when I find, or when I have that beautiful, precious extra time to do so. And I hope you guys enjoy these. I really do. And like I said, I have so much I want to share with you and get to you that I'm going to break these up into multiple videos. I'm going to try to record all of these today or within a very short period of time, so that way, again, the information still is relevant and fun to watch. You know. So the things I'm going to be talking about today, I'm going to be talking about the infinite gift card holder tutorial that I just released. I'm going to be talking about last week's care instructions gift card tag and where that came from and why I chose to do that. This Friday's tutorial, going to open up Happy Mail that has been sitting on my counter over there for a week now, and I've been eyeing it and wanting to open it so bad, but I told myself I am not opening this without being in front of a camera because I want the person that sent it to me to see my initial reaction to it. And so thank you so much for your patience, everyone that has sent me something, and we'll go into Happy Mail here at that point. And then I'm going to wrap up this video talking about my current whips that I'm working on. Oh my gosh, there's one that it's killing me. It's killing me in the sense of it being just so kind of ridiculous and funny. Not because it was complicated or hard and it's just killing me to get through the project, but it's crazy. It's a crazy project, and I just can't. It's crazy. And then also what I want to knock out still before Christmas, and what I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I can accomplish. Okay, let's go ahead and dive right in. So the infinite gift card holder, that came out of nowhere. It literally came out of nowhere. I have a couple people in my family that I want to give gift cards to for Christmas this year. Generally not a big fan of gift cards because of, like I mentioned in my holiday video, they can sometimes feel like they're lacking heart. Like, sure, they're practical, and on the practical side, makes so much sense why I got these individuals gift cards, but I just wanted to add a little something to it. So I wanted to make crochet gift card holders to add that heart and soul to the gift, So I went on Pinterest and I was going through these different options, and it wasn't nailing it for me. They weren't right. They just weren't the right thing. And I probably could have gone to Etsy or checked out other places for inspiration that I could have pulled from to create gift card holders, but I just kind of, I was starting to get disheartened by the lack of ideas. And there's some great ones. So those of you who are like, there's some great ones on Pinterest, and yeah, there are, but for the individuals I was purchasing the gift cards for, it just wasn't a good connection, a good fit for them. And then I had this epiphany, this aha brain blast idea that came to me out of nowhere, and I was like, that'll be perfect, it'll be simple, and it is easily adjustable, and it'll be just downright hilarious, and now I have to do that. And that was the infinite gift card holder. The idea came to me from inspiration based on my husband's work Christmas party. They played this game, and I don't know if you've ever heard of this game. Let me know in the comments below if you have, or if you've even played this game. But you take styrofoam, or not styrofoam, you play plastic wrap, and you wrap it around a thing and then you just keep wrapping, and then you'll add another thing, whether that's money or a gift card or a trinket or just something there, and then you'll wrap the plastic wrap around that, and then you'll add another something and wrap it around that, and another something and wrap, until you have like this giant ball of stuff that has been wrapped around with plastic wrap. And then the idea of the game is that you have a timer and you have to put on oven mitts. So it's not easy to get the plastic wrap off of it because you're trying to take it off with these big bulky oven mitts and within a set time frame. And whatever you can unwrap within that time frame, you get to keep. And I was like, okay, how can I do this with crochet? And I was like, I could make this giant strip and at the bottom be a pouch, so I can put the gift card in there. And then I could make this obnoxiously long strip that I could fold and roll, and they have to just unroll it, unwrap it to get to their gift. And I'm like, I find this hilarious because one, there's going to be a frustration aspect to it, where the person that you give this to is going to be like, seriously? Seriously? And you're like, yes. So I was like, that would just be hilarious. And then I thought, okay, well, I can't just do this long crochet strip that I just roll around itself, because somebody could just take the end and fling it and the whole thing will come unrolled. And then that, you know, where's the fun in that? So there has to be some kind of friction or something that the person's gonna have to work through to get it open, kind of like the plastic wrap. And that's why I added the Velcro element, because the person will then have to go and unvelcro as they go. And in that case, because they're having to slowly open it, you can tuck other little things in there as you go, like I showed in the video with my son opening the longer one that I made. So that's just gonna be a lot of fun, and I am excited about it, and just the different things that you can do with it, because it is such an easy pattern, just using single crochet stitches, which was important because I don't want you to be able to, one, see what is in there through gaps and holes of stitches. I wanted the stitches to be tight. And then I also didn't want anything potentially falling out of it. I don't know what you could have added in there that could fall out, but it's a possibility. So I just wanted to conceal so they couldn't see anything and nothing could fall out. But you could make this obnoxiously long very, very easily and do the whole wrapping ball thing with it. And it's all made with crochet, so it has that personal element where somebody handmade it and they took a significant amount of time to make something huge. I mean, the one that I made takes maybe 30 minutes to make, but the one that you could make could take however long you want it. I mean, you could make something really big. Your imagination can go crazy with it, but I just love that that came to me, and I made 3 of them. I made 2 the same size I made in the tutorial, and I made 1 much longer one for my parents so that they can open that up. And so it'll be a good Christmas. It'll be a lot of fun just watching them open that up and their reaction to it. So I hope you enjoy it as well in that regard. It's one that you can, you know, it's evergreen. You can do that every year and have like a different color or make it for somebody different every year, and it's always going to be a hit. Let's go ahead and jump into last week. My Friday tutorial ended up being the Care Instructions gift tag tutorial. Now this tutorial was one that I made because I noticed how important this was. It's often a thing that comes up in the crochet community where people don't want to wash their item, care for their item, clean their item, because they're worried that it'll fall apart or that it will fuzz or change in a way that they don't want it to. I was like, well, if we as crocheters are giving these gifts to people, and these people may eventually want to wash it, clean it. They have even less idea how to do so than we do. We work with the actual yarn, we work with the fibers, we have more information on, oh, that needs to lay flat to dry, or oh, that is something I can definitely put in the washer and dryer under a general regular cycle and it's fine. You know, we have a better idea on what we can do what with, but these individuals we're giving something to, they have no idea. And so it's very common for things to get laundered, washed, cared for the wrong way, and then it falls apart or it's destroyed. And depending on who you made it for, that can be very devastating, or it can be just a matter of, oh, I guess I need to make you another one, you know? So having that available is a big deal, and I plan on doing another little tutorial going further into the different care instructions, what each actually means, why there's so many different symbols within categories, and we can go through that together and get even more information on how to care for something. And I would eventually like to go through a series of laundering things, caring for, cleaning certain swatches of different types of different fibers of yarn to see what is the actual best way to care for it and what happens if you do it wrong. Like have that whole like dum dum dum. Okay, this is what happens if you just throw it in the washing machine under the regular cycle, in the dryer under the regular cycle. This is the consequence of what happens. I think that would be really interesting. I've wanted to do that for like 2 years now, but just doing it, just doing it. That's a great concept idea that I think could be a really cool idea. But yeah, so that took Friday's tutorial. And the reason it took Friday's tutorial is because I originally was going to have the Silver Stairs crochet blanket that I made for my brother-in-law. That was going to be Friday's tutorial last week. But I was reviewing it, looking back upon it, and I didn't feel the video was at the level that I wanted it to be. I really felt like I needed to show more. I felt like I needed to explain it better. I just felt like I rushed it too much trying to make a quicker video. And in doing so, I didn't show enough information and it looked confusing looking back on it. I was like, that's not gonna make any sense. That's not gonna make any sense. So I ended up scrapping that video like real close to when I was supposed to release it. And I have shot all the information, re-recorded all the information, and I feel like I did a much better job this time around. And so that leads me into this Friday's tutorial. This Friday, it's going to be the Silver Stairs crochet blanket that I made for my brother-in-law. I'm showing you how I made the inner body of the blanket, how I made the border that I put around the blanket, and it is absolutely beautiful. I'm so excited about this blanket. It's just one that the stitch pattern was so much fun, and it is a blanket that you would want to show off because the pattern looks really cool and it looks like something an advanced crocheter would make, but it's not that complicated. It's definitely an intermediate level blanket, but only because of the post stitches that you make. Any of you advanced beginners or easy level crocheters would like to give this a try, I think that it may be a challenge for you, but not one that you couldn't do, especially if you got the pattern and were following along with the pattern. I added the diagram, and I actually just recently added a second diagram in there as well for the border, the corner 4 of the border, to show how it is different and how it changes. That way, just giving you as much information and being as helpful as possible, and also learning how to just be more chill in my videos. I feel like recently a lot of my videos I speak really fast. I say a lot of things that I don't need to say, and I take a lot of time to explain something that I probably don't need to take as much time explaining. So I'm trying to restructure a lot of my video in the sense of getting more efficient. Remember, I've talked about this a couple times. I'm working on the efficiency of my video, making it a lot more fun to watch, a lot more fun to listen to, and letting you guys ask the questions that you need to ask instead of me trying to answer everybody's question in the video all at once, and it just ends up being too much information. So I hope that you enjoy this video coming out Friday, because it was just me laid back, chill, crocheting with you guys and walking you through how I made my blanket, you know? So it's gonna be a good time. Okay, so that is the tutorials I have going on my channel right now, my most recent past ones, and a little more information about them and where they came from. And now I'm gonna go ahead and dive into my Happy Mail. I have 2 pieces of Happy Mail here that I am super excited about. So when it comes to Happy Mail, I don't get a lot of Happy Mail. In fact, I get so little Happy Mail that I rarely check my post office box, and these individuals know me well enough to know, like, hey, go check your post office box. So I was like, okay, because somebody mentioned it, I'm gonna go ahead and go do that. So I have 2 things, and first one I'm gonna open is from Tina Hill, and it's this beautiful card. Thank you, Tina, for the card. Before I even open it, I want to just thank you so much for sending me something. Oh, so there is the outside of the card. That's really pretty. I love that. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and let this be personal because it's between me and Tina. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Just a personal message, and I think that's super sweet. And I'm gonna actually take this card and I'm going to tape it to my cubbies. My cubbies back here. It's either the cubbies or I'm gonna tape them somewhere in my studio where I can see it for however long that I can keep it up. You know, that's really cool. All right, this next package is a box, and this is from Sharanya. And Sharanya, I am over the moon excited about this. This one in particular, I've been dying to open. Like, what did you put in here? Oh my goodness. All right, let's find out, guys. Oh, wow. All right, so right off the bat, there is a beautiful letter. Oh, thank you so much, Sharanya. That's so sweet. Oh, okay, so she, in a nutshell, mentioned briefly in the letter that she loves my out-of-the-box thinking in my project tutorials, and so she wanted to present me with some out-of-the-box items in this box, which I think is really neat, really crafty. Okay, so let's find out. So she sent me some yarn. Oh wow, it's Bella Coco yarn. I have never had Bella Coco yarn yet, so this is super special to me. How awesome. So I have Bella Coco Crochet Aran, so size 4. 100% recycled acrylic. And what else does it show on here? Because I know Bella Coco is in the UK, so their information is all going to be a little bit different than our information. So here is the label. There we go. It's shiny. You get the little bit of the glare from the window behind you. Sorry about that. But the color here, it just says a number for the color and dye lot number, so it doesn't actually have like a color name. But it's this gorgeous blue, beautiful blue. And then this is also Bella Coco Crochet, same yarn, doesn't have a name. I'm gonna go ahead and move this closer. There we go. It's so pretty. There, now it's gonna go ahead and focus. Let's see if this yarn will focus for me now. It's almost like I have to have like this magic, oh, there we go. It just has to have this magic touch. There it is. There it is. So box contained that. Then, oh, how fun. She got little booties. That is so fun. I love that. And then it has like, this was all folded up like that. So let's unwrap it. Oh wow, So just that little bit I've unwrapped says my name. Wow, with these cute little flowers. Oh, those flowers look familiar. And then I'm gonna, oh my goodness. Sharanya, I wonder if this is what you were referring to when you were talking about the color change video that we were talking about. Look at that. So it has this cute little dowel rod. Oh my gosh, how cute. I'm dying. This is so special. I can't wait to hang this on my wall. You guys are gonna see this. You can see this in the background. Sharanya, that is so awesome. And even the nose has some stuffing in it, so it is pronounced and pops out. And then the last, oh, this is pretty. The last thing that is in the box are 4 skeins of Bernat Mega Bulky 100% acrylic yarn, size 7 jumbo, in the color dark gray heather. So let me show you this real quick. Look at that. Oh my gosh. So I love, love, love wearing this color. Wearing clothes made from this color. There are 4 skeins of this, and it is a 7 jumbo. I'm gonna have to think what I could make with this that I could wear. What do you guys think? What could I make with this that I could wear? There's amounts. There's 42 yards, 38 meters, 7 ounces, or 200 grams of yarn per skein. So, I'm trying to think what. I'll brainstorm something because this will be awesome. Just great wearable. You know what I could do? I recently watched the new Wednesday show. Addams Family, the Wednesday show on Netflix, and they were talking about snoods. Did you guys watch the show or did you hear about it? I know the crochet community started going crazy because the show Wednesday is wearing so many crocheted items throughout the show, whether it is the snood kind of cowl or the there's like 2 tops that she wore that were crocheted. And there was like a neck thing that she wore that was crocheted. There's a couple things, and I think that'll make a really fun snood. And the idea of a snood really is this jumbo cowl or infinity scarf that you can fold over, and it can go over your head and be a combo of like this big open circle that you can put over your head, but it also is around your neck. It's keeping you warm. So I might do that with that. that sounds fun. I like that idea. Well, thank you so much, Sharanya. I'm in love, I'm inspired, and I can't wait to dig in and have some fun with that. I'm gonna go ahead and place this right there. I'm gonna hang that up immediately just because there's so much detail and so much that is special about that. One of the things I love about crochet is texture. Yeah, texture and like a 3D effect with things. And whenever I crochet things that I design, I love to have that 3D look or appeal to my items. I don't often like to have everything flat. I see the appeal of designs being flat, but for me, I like to have a lot of pop and texture in my items, and that is full of it, so I'm just connecting so much with it. All right, that is awesome. The last thing I wanted to talk about was whips, works in progress, things that I have going on. So right here, I'm gonna show you, you guys have already seen this a little bit, but the giant hippopotamus that I made for my sister. So here is the giant hippopotamus that is my sister's Christmas present this year. A couple of years ago, I asked her what she would want me to crochet for her, and she said a giant hippo. And I finally had an opportunity to do that for her. The yarn that I ended up using was a size 7 jumbo snuggle yarn. Let me grab it. I bought some more of it so that way I could try recreating the pattern a little bit smaller. So that way like this guy, I ran out of yarn just before finishing him. Like there was just a couple pieces left I had to make in order to complete him, and I was like, if I made him just a tad smaller, I may have had enough yarn to finish the whole thing with less yarn that I had to purchase. But so I'm gonna, before I release the pattern for him, I want to remake him and try to make him a little bit smaller, trying to use a little less yarn. But the yarn that I ended up using for him was Loops and Threads. Oh, there it is. Loops and Threads Sweet Snuggles. And this is a size 7 yarn, jumbo. And the yarn itself feels like a squishmallow. And that was the idea, because I know my daughter's obsessed with them and they're super popular right now. So having something really soft was important for me. But I also wanted to make sure the stitches were tight enough where you couldn't really see the polyfill stuffing underneath, and yet not so tight that it was not comfortable to cuddle, squeeze, lay on, fall asleep on, kind of thing. A good balance there. So love, love, love him. He is going to be leaving my house here in 2 days, or she is going to be leaving my house here in about 2 days. Super grateful. My parents are visiting right now, and they will be taking this hippo and my brother-in-law's blanket up north with them when they go to visit my sister for Christmas. We aren't able to make it up there because just how the days are hitting, and there's just a lot of factors, and it's a bummer, but can't quite make it. But grateful my parents can take these gifts up north for us, because I was dreading to pay for shipping for these large items. And I couldn't find a bag. I looked at tons of gift bags. Nothing was big enough to fit this hippo, because not only is he like long, but he's also wide and tall. And I was like, I can't find the right bag for you. So I was at Home Goods and I found one of these jumbo bags, like burlap sack things. That's so cute because it's Christmas specific, and I was like, oh, that'll be great. That'll fit great and be perfect and just very festive and Christmassy, and I can't wait for my sister to get him. So there's him. And then the other thing that I was talking to you about in the beginning of the video that is just absolutely just making me shake my head and roll my eyes. Let me grab that. So a couple vlogs ago, I was mentioning my daughter had requested a dead fish hat or a dead fish beanie, and she sent me 2 pictures, and how I was just having a really hard time like making this, because I'm like, who would ever want to wear a dead fish beanie? You know, like who? A teenager is who. So just based on looking at the pictures and trying to just go off of that, because there really isn't a pattern for this. This is more of an individual's just quick pick that they threw on the internet. I am this far with the dead fish beanie. So he has his little fins on the side of his head. He's got his mouth, and then everything kind of curls upward so it looks like lips. And then the bottom of it. So what I have left to do is there's supposed to be one more fin that's going to go right here in the center, and then I need to make a tail fin here at the bottom to finish it up. But that is going to be her dead fish beanie, and let me show you what it looks like on. So don't mind my hair. Oh. Okay, so this is what it looks like on. He's got these little gills that come out like that. And then It's a slouchy beanie. So it'll look like this dead fish is kind of like eating my head. But this is it. Teenagers. I don't know. I showed my mom this last night because last night I finished up these two fins and I finished the eyes and I attached the eyes and then I put it on and my mom's like, that's actually adorable. And I'm like, watch, it'll catch on and be a thing. But yeah, so that is where I'm at there. And then my daughter's special request Christmas present will be done. And then the other thing I have currently in my bag, in my awesome, amazing, super crochet bag that I love so much. The only thing I have in there aside from the dead fish beanie is I'm going to be making mittens. That is my objective. I've been wanting to make them all month because a lot of charities are asking for mittens. It's a high demand item and they're also just kind of really awesome to have. And you could really just make so many different patterns for mittens based on the size yarn that you're working with, the pattern that you're working with. There's so much you could do. I am working on making my own kind of pattern with it. I may look to see if there's anything free on yarnspirations.com or go through some of the website free patterns from Premier, from Hirschner's, from Annie's, from, there's a lot of different places you can go for free patterns. But I don't want to go through Pinterest because I don't want to get in trouble. Pinterest has a lot of free patterns, but they're made by artists or crochet pattern designers for the crochet pattern designer to advertise. And a lot of those patterns say within their disclaimer, do not make video tutorials of this pattern. And so, you have to be respectful of the designer in that regard. There has been 2 tutorials that I have taken off of my channel because the pattern designer reached out to me and was like, hey, I don't really want my pattern to be a tutorial on your channel. Could you please take it down? And I'm like, of course, this is your pattern. You're the designer. I respect you. And if this is something that you need, then, then yeah, I'm going to respect you completely and take it down from my channel. So I've taken 2 tutorials down from my channel for that. And because I now know that, I look closer at the disclaimers of patterns to make sure that it is okay for me to do a video tutorial on somebody else's pattern. And generally, patterns from Yarnspirations, patterns from Hirschner's, Annie's, those big yarn store companies, they don't care. They actually like the publicity because I'm still diverting people to their channel to get the pattern. I'm not claiming the pattern as my own. I'm saying, hey, if you want the pattern, go to their website. Here's the link, download it, and be ready to go, So it's just free publicity for them. But it's okay for them. They're okay with me using their free patterns, whereas an individual designer is not so okay with it. So I might look at theirs for those locations for mitten patterns, just so that way I can do something easy peasy and not have to think so much about designing a pattern. I'd ideally like to do that, especially for this particular situation. But yeah, I definitely want to make mittens for next week's tutorial. That is my goal. That is a whip that I am currently working on right now. And then when it comes to Christmas presents, I still have Hannah. You guys remember Hannah? She just wrote that book that I did a video on, Possum Opossum. Loving the book so much. If you haven't seen it, haven't heard of it, have no idea what I'm talking about, go to my main channel and look for the video. Like Hannah and I are in the thumbnail and it's going over her book, Possum Opossum, that she just published. So proud of her, and I'm really just trying to support her in that. If you could purchase it that would be amazing. If you don't really care about children's books, that's totally fine. I totally get that. I'm just trying to lift her up as she is trying to enter into this new journey in her life of being an author artist. So very proud of her. Finally got a published book, and that's super exciting. I'm making her a pickle keychain because she just loves pickles, and it's kind of like a joke because she loves pickles. And Christmas has like the Christmas pickle, and I don't know the story of the Christmas pickle. Apparently there's a story. Do you guys know the story of the Christmas pickle? If you do, like, tell me what the story is in the comments, because I have no idea what the story is of the Christmas pickle. But I was gonna make her a little pickle on a keychain and have that be a stocking stuffer for her. I wanted to make a little mushroom on a keychain for my daughter because she is really into fungology, the study of mushrooms, and she just loves like all the fascinating aspects of plants. And she is my little herbologist right now. I just love her fascination with it. And then I wanted to make my son little keychains of country balls. There's a YouTube channel that is called Country Balls, and it's different country flags in the shapes of balls and that they narrate into stories. And I wanted to make him a couple of those. So they're littles, but there's still not a whole lot of time left before Christmas. So I need to get that done, get my button gear, and just kind of knock that out, you know? So I want to do those things. And I think that's all I will have time for this Christmas, is those little keychains before Christmas is here. There are other things that I wanted to do. Like I really wanted to make my husband a pair of socks from the yarn. Let me go grab it because I still have it. So when I went to Fiberfest way back, I think that was in October, I did a vlog about Fiberfest. I found this yarn. And it reminded me of the football team, the Miami Dolphins. My husband is a huge fan and has been a huge fan of the Miami Dolphins since he was a child. And then there's these little yarns that I was going to use for the toe and the heel and maybe the trim at the top of the sock. So I was going to make him a pair of socks, and I've never made socks before. And I still want to do this. I obviously still have the yarn, and that's the project this is going to be for, are a pair of socks for him. I just ran out of time when it comes to that. Still want to do that. And then there was also a beanie that I really wanted to make for him as well, that I have yarn for, and we'll get to that maybe after Christmas. All things that I want to do, just you run out of time, you know? Was there anything else that I really wanted to try to do or knock out? Oh, I am making a campfire cardigan for Hannah's sister. It's just the vibe of the colors. I had leftover yarn from the campfire cardigan, so the campfire cardigan that I'm making for Hannah's sister, same color palette. I'm using a tighter crochet stitch. I went down a crochet hook size so that way the stitches would be a little bit closer and tighter and it wouldn't be so drapey, because she is shorter and I wanted to make it more comfortable for her to wear. So I'm making her a campfire cardigan, and I'm really just down to elongating the bottom, the sleeves, and the hood, and then there's a lot to it. I may or may not have that done in time for Christmas, but that was the other Christmassy thing that I was going to make. So got that on my hook as well. But really, that is all I have for Christmas, which surprises me a little bit. I mean, I could probably go even further, make more scarves, make more mittens, make more beanies, you know, do all the things. But for now, I think that I really knocked it out of the park for a couple people, and maybe it's just one of those things where every Christmas I can knock it out of the park for a certain amount of people, and this will just kind of fluctuate or rotate. Okay, next year it's going to be these 3 people or 4 people, and the year after that it'll be these other 4 people that will be able to get the special item. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. But I got some really awesome things already created this year, and I am excited to have patterns ready. Like I said, I'm gonna have a pattern for the hippo put together for you guys that will be on my website. When I finish with the dead fish beanie, I will put a pattern together and put that on my website for you guys if you want it. It's just more fun. I don't know if I'll be able to get to tutorials, but I'll definitely have patterns for you. All right, with that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this vlog, this behind the scenes. You're definitely gonna wanna check out what I have coming up next. I have some yarn hauls. I think that is going to be my next video I'm going to record. I have some yarn that I can't wait to share with you, and a major project coming up in January that you're going to just absolutely wanna be a part of. Okay, guys, with that, I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.